Welcome to the edited highlights of the Vale Royal Question Time event that was held on the 12th of May 2011. The event was organised jointly by Central and Eastern Cheshire Primary Care Trust and the Cheshire West and Chester Local Involvement Network. The event that was held today aimed to provide the people of Vale Royal with an opportunity to listen to a number of presentations from key players in the health and social care setting, and to be involved in a question time event with a panel consisting of members from the Vale Royal Commissioning Consortium, Central and Eastern Cheshire PCT, NHS Western Cheshire and Cheshire West and Chester Council. The focus was about the latest developments and progress around the proposed changes to the NHS and how this will directly affect the people of Vale Royal. The views of local people and patients are really important to us and to the future of the NHS. Indeed, the government's comment in terms of no decision about me without me sets out the need to truly engage with local people to ensure that services are driven by them and that local resources are used in the most effective way. We've endeavoured to ensure that people who weren't able to get to the event will be able to watch and listen to the debate via the PCT website. This method of communication will hopefully mean that people of Vale Royal will be well placed to continue to participate in and comment on the consortium development and the future changes to the NHS as they happen over the next couple of years. The panel consisted of me, Simon Whitehouse, Chief Officer for Vale Royal Consortium, Dr Jonathan Griffiths, who's Chair of the Consortium, Mark Palethorpe, Director of Adult Services for Cheshire West and Chester Council, Mike Pyra, Managing Director of the PCT, Heather Grimble-Destone and Julie Webster, Directors of Public Health for Central and Eastern Cheshire and NHS Western Cheshire respectively, Geoffrey Appleton, Chair of the panel, and Nora Dolphin, who's the Links Chair. Initially, the presentations were delivered by Mark Palethorpe, who talked about setting the scene as to where we are now and how the backdrop of changes that will influence future provision from a local authority perspective will start to develop and what that will mean in terms of funding for local authority and social services. Heather spoke about the challenges for public health over the future years regarding their move into the local authority and also the opportunities that this may bring. The main part of Heather's presentation, though, was about the importance of good public health data to help understand the need and the priorities locally and how this should be used to help shape the future commissioning decisions and how vital this link will be for the developing consortium. Mike Pyra spoke briefly about the influence of funding and the financial position that we find ourselves in now and what this looks like as we move into the new arena. Clearly, the challenges of the economy are well known and this will have an impact locally on health services. Dr Jonathan Griffiths then gave an overview of the consortium, including the number of practices and the patient population that we represent and that we serve. He reiterated our strong desire to ensure high quality health services are provided locally for all in Vale Royal. He also stated the 4 values that the consortium have signed up to: quality, integrity, innovation and patient-centred services. Following the presentation, the panel questions covered a wide spectrum of concerns, including questions along the lines of is the event premature, bearing in mind the pause and possible future changes to the bill? Real concerns about the potential for private sector profit-making organisations taking over the running of consortium and health services locally. Questions around how does the consortium propose to listen to engage in the population of Vale Royal, and why will this be any different from what the PCT has done previously? Concerns about the delivery of services from Mid Cheshire Foundation Trust and East Cheshire hospitals, and the local community delivery of care. Will we truly be able to deliver any change to these services, or indeed are we just looking at a rationing of services? Questions around third sector involvement and continued commissioning and engagement with the third sector and the voluntary sector. How will mental health services be delivered in a consistent and continued patch with a local focus? And how will the consortium ensure that carers are supported? I hope you find the summary of the event useful and that encourages you to listen to the entire event and certainly listen to the questions and the responses that were delivered. Clearly, there is a significant amount of change happening over the coming months, and it's really important that we get to hear the views of the people locally so that we can build those views into how we shape our decisions over the next few years. Thanks very much.